Hello YouTube, this is Thompson0737 bringing you another video, another airport update. So we're moving into Thursday schedules now, so this is going to be focusing on Thursday morning, the early hours. But before we get into the update, I just want to go through a few things that I've been thinking about recently. So first things first, this airport I absolutely love. This is probably my now go-to airport for UK setting. You know, we've got the purpose of the cargo sort of facility, and then basically a section for the passenger side of traffic as well. Which, you know, like I said, we have 3 based aircraft, and we have all the other stuff coming in as well. And it's a good rotation the schedules have done, you know, easy to manage, everything like that is pretty decent. Obviously there's also the possibility of bringing in other stuff that aren't scheduled, both commercially and passenger wise and cargo wise. But recently I've had another interest in another style airport, and basically with that in mind, I don't really know where. There may be several factors behind the inspiration, I guess. But one significant airline that is no longer with us that has spurred this on is Air Berlin. Now, Air Berlin might not have been that big in the UK. They might have flown in the odd time, Manchester, that I can think of, maybe other airports. But for me, they were quite big going on holiday abroad when I was younger, because they were quite big at Palma Airport in Mallorca. So flying there, you know, not just Air Berlin but other airlines as well. And I've kind of took it upon myself. I haven't started it yet. I'm doing quite a bit of research into it, looking at acquiring. I've only got a select few Air Berlin models at the minute. I'm looking to get a few more in the coming weeks. By all means, if you've got any models you may want to sell that you might think might fit into like a Spanish themed airport, by all means get in touch. There are quite a few, as well as Air Berlin, a few other models that I've got on my list as well. But basically the idea behind it is to do a kind of representation of Palma Airport, focused on Terminal A or Module A, which is commonly where British carriers go, so like TUI, Jet2, that I know of. Back in the day, Monarch would have used it and stuff. So if you go on Google Maps, if you're facing north by default, it's like the northwest side of Palma Airport, and you'll see basically we've got air bridges. I think it's about 8 air bridges, I think. Some are single, some are double, and then you've also got remote stands that are kind of diagonal. That's the section I'm looking to represent. It will be sort of shorting down a little bit, so the middle section in real life has like 6 of them stands, remote stands. I'm probably going to be looking to do about 4 in the middle, and probably the main stand layout that you see. I think maybe if you look at it, there's like a roundabout on the left, and basically towards the edge of where like the terminal building is, kind of up to that point. Roughly, you know, I've been looking at the terminal design, which will be done with Lego. I don't know how much that will cost yet, but like I say, it won't be as deep as the terminal I have on this airport. It will be much longer, of course, but it won't be as deep. I think it's only going to be about 8 centimeters deep, or in width. So yeah, you know, that's just what stage kind of 1, I guess you might say. I'm going through all my collection again as well, doing something with them. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there, because it's possible that might start taking shape in the next couple of months. I do still have a lot more updates to focus on this airport based on the schedules. Bearing in mind we're still on Thursday, we've still got Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get through as well. And I will just say though, Friday it is a little bit repetitive in terms of, you know, some of the updates we've already kind of done in the week, so I don't really want to repeat myself again. I will try and make them a little bit different where possible. And the weekend, they're very sort of scattered compared to the weekdays, so the schedules are just kind of all over the place, with the odd exception. So there might not be as many updates leading towards the end of the weekdays, or certainly Friday and then the weekend, based on the schedules I've done. But in the meantime, Thursday we have about 4 updates to get through on Thursday, I think there is. So this is still very much the airport we're going to be filming for now. But I wanted to throw it in there. Basically, any models you might think might be worthwhile if you want to sell, that is. I'm not saying you have to, but in case you do consider it, I might be interested. Again, I do have already quite a few handful of models already possible that I will be buying anyway. So, we're kind of, like I say, it's all a bit of research in a minute and nothing set in stone. But that's just a bit of background information as to what I'm thinking of doing in the coming months. Again, things might change because we're leading up to potentially the end of lockdown in the next few months, maybe. Who knows? May time, airlines are looking to come back, so I might be back working. It might take my mind off it, I don't know. But at this moment in time, it is something that I really want to do. Also, if you want to have an idea, back in the day, I had 2012, my first airport update was kind of like a Spanish themed airport. So if you want to go back and look at that, a lot smaller than what I do now, but that was kind of like a thing. But it's going to be very much to the detail that I do kind of now on airports. And like I say, it's not going to be 100% representation of Palma, because we're not going to focus just on British aircraft. In this section I'm going to be doing, we're going to be including an array of airlines such as Air Berlin that would have operated at another module or terminal section at Palma in real life. So, there are things that will change when it comes to actually doing it, and potentially doing updates as well. But yeah, just a bit of background information. I've probably gone on a bit too much here, but any questions or anything you want to ask about this coming project I have in mind, by all means mention it in the description, in the comments below. So we're going to start off with the update itself now. As you can see, starting off with the cargo apron. So I'll just zoom in, just to give you a bit of a closer view of what we have on the deck. So we have, starting off with this DHL 757-200 or European Air Transport. Registration is OLDLJ. As you will know, this has no F1 titles, which I removed. I am considering changing the registration of this model as well, just so it doesn't conflict with the other OLDLJ that I have with the F1 titles. This arrived as BCS 2130 and will be inbound from Luton. Coming in from Luton, I will head out to Leipzig as BCS 6891. Not too much of a lot, only a couple of hour turnaround, I think, maybe even less than that. And then moving next up, we have a much bigger aircraft in this UPS 747-8F. Registration of this is N606UP. Arrives as UPS 4 from Cologne, using the same flight number or call sign UPS 4. Heads back out to Hong Kong. Again, probably about 2 hour turnaround, something like that. Just one thing to note on this as well, there are a few accessories I'm using from Fantasy Wings. So at the front we've got the main sort of nose deck. They've actually done this very well, in my opinion. It lines up with the nose section very, very well. So they've done that pretty much as best they can, really, I think. I don't think you can really argue with that. A few of the containers there comes in the pack as well. Moving back, we have the Dragon Wings loader on this side that we can see, and then on the far side, on the right side, we have a loader from the Fantasy Wings set. Now for me, is a little bit fiddly. There are sort of like grooves where the section that's sort of on the scissor section kind of lifts up. It kind of should go, but it's very fiddly. If you move it, it'll just fall off, or move about. It's not. I wouldn't say it's the best way of doing it. It's a shame they couldn't do it similar to the kind of Dragon Wings. They have done the it's similar to that, but not quite. I do think there could be some improvements, if I'm honest, but I'm not going to get too much into that. Starting off, or moving over to the passenger apron. So all these are base aircraft in the morning. We have BY3351. This is what came in as from Paphos in the early hours of the morning. And we'll be heading out shortly as BY3402, heading out to Kefalonia. Registration GTAWF. Looking forward to Gemini Jet's new release, new TUI 738 release. That'll be a nice addition to feature at some point. Then next up we have a pair of Jet2 Holiday 737-800s. The first one with the winglets that you can see is operating as LS197. It's registration GJZHA. This is heading out to Ibiza. So this would have come in the day before. Right, so that's why I haven't called out an inbound flight number, because that came in like the day before at night. And then the next one, nice to see 737-800 without winglets, as that nowadays that's probably the norm, to see aircraft with winglets nowadays. Registration GDRTB, this came in as LS138 from Fuerteventura, again early hours of the morning. And we'll be heading out to Barcelona shortly as well, as LS149. Again, all this is represented in the early hours. Well, say early hours of the morning, sort of, mid-morning, I guess you could say, like early morning, but not like in darkness. Do you know what I mean? It's around about 20 past 5, kind of local time, to give you an idea. And then taxiing out, just about to enter the threshold of runway 02. We have MPT 022G. This is heading out to Guernsey on its regular route. GLOFD. Of course, this stays in majority of the night. I think it comes in around about 9 o'clock, something like that, and stays in all night until it does its next leg back to out to Guernsey. Probably does a couple of runs somewhere else and then comes back here towards the evening. So yeah, that's it for this update. Not a massive one in terms of traffic, but I think a valuable one. Like I say, normally in the morning we have the DHL A300 as well and another DHL 757, but I thought I'd switch it up. Where they've departed, we'll have the Lockheed going out, because normally we feature Lockheed on stand. I thought, yeah, we'll feature Lockheed Electra sort of, venturing out, and just to switch things around a little bit. Friday morning, when we get to that, obviously we've got another maybe like 3 updates to get through on this, on Thursday first, but Friday morning is probably going to be similar to this, so I don't think I'll feature that kind of update. Like I say, it will get a bit repetitive towards the end of the week, and like in terms of schedules, and also going into Saturday, Sunday, it's a bit sort of hit and miss where the schedules come in. Like I say, a bit of an insight at the beginning of the video with regards to the new project I have in mind. It's always been in me to have a fascination for like Spanish holiday kind of airports. And I think my collection, and potentially if I acquire other models as well, I think it'd be fantastic to illustrate, if I'm honest. But like I say, in the meantime, very, very happy with this airport. When I look at this airport, I feel like it's very modernised, very fresh, and very well utilised in terms of utilising the aircraft I want to feature. So I am very much happy with this airport, but when the next project does start, this airport will be put away. So basically, all aircraft off, all accessories off. Terminal building I'll try and keep intact, store it somewhere if I can, and everything else we'll try and utilise. The cargo centre buildings I might try and utilise a little bit on the sort of Palmer themed airport, I guess, somewhere. Again, early days yet, and I don't know how it's going to pan out, but you know, usually when I have an idea in mind, it kind of comes together how I usually envisage it. One thing to note though, this Palmer airport will not be featuring a runway. To some degree on this airport, I don't really use the runway that much, and with that project I kind of think it's kind of a bit pointless. And the main focus is the actual apron itself, so that the runway won't be featured. You know, I don't really see the necessity of it. But, you know, thanks for watching these updates. Like I say, we've still got quite a few to get through, and once again, appreciate all the support you guys give me for doing these videos. And again, if you're new to the channel, first time you've seen one of my videos, please do subscribe if you want to. Again, I appreciate all likes and all comments in the section, just to have that, you know, interactive, you know, discussion. Even if I just like to comment, it's just nice just to read what you have to say. So appreciate that very much, and I'll see you next time.